Pokemon Phax. Since the ancient times, witnessing yanmas and yanmegas gathering in your garden was considered a sign of good fortune. Their appearance had been tied to instances of bountiful harvests, finding true love, and coming into considerable wealth. Many scholars in the past were understandably skeptical and waved it off as just a silly superstition. But the recorded accounts of these happy coincidences continued to pile more and more, to the point where nobody could ignore it any longer. So people looked for ways to attract these Pokemon to their gardens to make use of their good fortune. Some planted certain flowers they seemed to enjoy, and some started putting out their favorite poffins, like leaving freshly baked cookies for Santa on Christmas Eve. And it worked wonders, resulting in some households garnering more wealth than ever. This led to some of the more powerful families in history using their resources to redirect the Yanmas to their own gardens, siphoning them from the populace to solidify their power and status. They monopolized these Pokemon and caged them to prevent their escape, but that was not enough to satiate their interminable greed. Using their connections, they brought together the best Pokemon breeders in the world to help increase the number of Yanmas held captive in their compounds. Soon, these families wielded enough money and power to buy the very countries they stood upon, and used it to puppeteer their governments to do their bidding. In time, every global leader became mere servants of the powerful families who monopolized the Yanmas. And of course, it was the people who ended up suffering under their leadership. All the wealth and good fortune amassed by the Yanmas didn't just come out of thin air. They were all redirected from those who didn't possess any Yanmas. We all come with our own finite pool of luck, but it was being sucked dry by the societal elites. With no hopes of moving up in the world, many despaired. But those who were tired of the status quo created a secret coalition and concocted plans to free the Yanmas and yanmegas by breaking into the heavily guarded compounds. Unfortunately, it all fell apart in the worst way imaginable, and they were captured because they had no luck on their side. Things looked grim for a long time, but ironically, as luck would have it, their luck started to run out. There was no more luck left in the world for the Yanmas and yanmegas to siphon, so they started to siphon them from the elites with the least amount of Yanmas. This eventually led to an internal warfare between the rich, where they would try to steal each other's supply of these Pokemon to maintain their grip on the world. And to the delight of the commoners, it turned out terribly for all parties involved. They fought tooth and nail for Yanma supremacy, leading to thousands of casualties on every side. And those who were able to hoard more Yanmas realized too late that they were merely playing hot potato amongst themselves over slivers of good fortune that wasn't worth the resources they exhausted for the endeavor. Eventually, the elites freed the Yanmas themselves to hold on to what little power they had left. And centuries later, luck began to stabilize across the world. Some met the love of their lives, some came into small fortune. The bleak past is immediately forgotten, while the societal elites bide their time to hoard it all for themselves once more. I'm your dad's parole officer, and this has been another episode of Pokemon Phax. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more factual Pokemon facts. Have a wonderful Pokemon day.